boom, I want to serve a lot of people and I want to give them really good food and I want to make it from our heart and make it good.
Right.
That's what I want to do, right? Welcome to Cue the Mic. I'm Darren Worth.
And I'm the over excited Randy Twyford.
You're not handsome today. He's not handsome.
Not handsome today. Well, that just kind of goes in the excited, the glow.
Okay.
That's what it goes
Glowing.
Okay. And I'm Emma Derflinger, and this is episode 114. 114.
Man, they're starting to mount up.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to stop telling you guys what episode it is.
You know, I've had, I think, 4 occasions in the last 2 days, random people, hey, I listened to your podcast, and I'm like, what the fuck for? I mean, even non-barbecue people.
Really?
Well,
Yeah.
it is marked as a business podcast.
I think we could go on tour.
Do you want to? Could you
No.
imagine the 3 of us on tour?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That would
Like
be
Bob and Tom. Yeah.
the
I do.
I would call
I
it the
do.
shit show. Like that would be our tour title.
It would be the shit show. But you know what's funny about it is, and I'm like, yeah, I feel like we just get in here and babble, and they're like, so I ask them, I said, what do you like? And they're like, there's just always a tidbit there. They said we
Yeah.
love the Randy and the Emma and whatever. We love that back and forth and whatever, but there's always a tidbit there to pick up. And so
Yeah.
like yesterday, I'm sitting there. I cooked a barbecue contest this weekend. Now I was supposed to go to Alabama and cook this high dollar Pusa Q, but my brother-in-law passed away,
I'm sorry.
and so his celebration of life is tonight. So I couldn't make that trip. So I decided to go up the street here to State Center and cook, which we've been very successful at State Center. And so I'm like, Sherry, are you going? She's like, no, it's going to be hot. I'm not going, in true Sherry fashion. So,
Right.
Well, it was
95
hot,
or 100
so
degrees. It was
Yeah, I
hot.
agree.
So anyway, so I headed up to State Center on Friday and set up, and I prepped for about, I don't know, I tried to turn on the air conditioner and it ran for 5 minutes and then quit.
Oh
I'm
boy.
like, this is fine. But hot doesn't bother Darren anymore. Non-fat Darren, I really don't
Right.
care about hot. So I'm like, I don't care. I don't need no stinking air conditioner. There's a nice breeze here. So I'm like, I'll just go it alone. I'll go without it. So anyway, so I prepped for about 2 or 3 hours. And then I said, I'm going home. I live 35 minutes away. So I'm going to go sleep in my own bed and I'll just come back early in the morning, which was my original plan. Because, at a barbecue contest, when you don't drink and you don't eat a lot, what really is there to do on a
That's
Friday?
true.
Right? So
Yeah.
anyway, I'm sitting there in between taking a little breather, and I pull up my, I don't know, Instagram or one of my messages. And I have a message from one of our listeners out on the East Coast. And he says, I picked up a tidbit when you were talking about cooking chicken legs, about how to cook them slower and keep them under 275 degrees and they wouldn't blow out. Now, it was a trick that I had learned from Jerry out in North Carolina, the first time I had ever cooked on a can cooking chicken legs in
Right.
Florida and scored. And he says, I tried that trick out and I've got 3 first place chickens in a row.
I'll be damned.
And I'm like, wow, that's awesome. So then yesterday I'm cooking this barbecue contest, right? And we've always done well here. I bet you I've won this thing 5 times in reserve. And I mean, last year I got back from Canada on Friday, and I got done prepping Friday night at like 8 o'clock, and I was going to go to State Center, and I'm like, screw it, I'm just going to show up at 4 o'clock in the morning and cook the contest. So I
Right.
showed up with a brand new trailer, a new pit that had never had a fire in it,
Oh boy.
and I showed up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I injected my brisket, put it on at 5, whatever. I take reserve grand champion. It's just one of those contests that have always liked our food.
Sure.
So I'm like, I'll just go up Friday, prep stuff, whatever. So I'm cooking, and I have a really good cook yesterday. I'm cooking well. And my chicken, I've been undercooking stuff a lot, kind of on purpose a little bit. I don't know, thinking everybody mushes stuff.
Right.
I've been like undercooking it, giving it texture, and I'm like, and not scoring well with a lot of texture or tenderness. So I'm like, screw it. Today I'm going to overcook the shit out of stuff.
Just put the coals to it.
I'm just going to put the coals to it. So I did exactly that. And so my chicken, I took, normally I've been taking my chicken in the high 190s. I took it on up to 206, which is not unheard of. A lot of people take it to 208, whatever. So I take my chicken off and I get it, and it looks beautiful. And I go to taste it, because that's the only thing I really taste.
Thighs.
Thighs. I cook thighs this time.
Yeah.
And I'll go back and forth between thighs and legs and whatever. But I go, and it's like I take a bite into it, and it's super tender. It's not mushy. It's juicy. It's got a lot of flavor. I'm like, fuck, you nailed fucking chicken today. You
Right.
nailed fucking chicken.
Well, there's your first mistake.
I
Yeah.
nailed fucking 17th place chicken out of 24.
Yeah, there it is.
I'm like,
There it
motherfuckers.
is.
Holy
You
shit.
motherfuckers. And I had Jeff from the Wannabes come over. I said, try the chicken. He goes, oh, that's good. That's good. He goes, that's almost like in a tumble when that chicken of you, when your chicken, it was just almost too spicy. He goes, oh, there's the heat. There's the heat, And I'm like, I'm not sure, because I got all 988s, or 989, 988. It's like you can't decipher anything that was wrong with the chicken,
Right.
except that you got 17th place chicken.
How'd you get 9/8 and all that and still get 17th chicken? What was the table?
Well, I got 5th on my table. There was only 4 tables. There was only 25 teams, so there was only
Okay.
4 tables.
Okay.
So, I mean, it wasn't like I hit a bad table.
Okay,
Because
that's what I was
everybody
wondering.
in a four table contest, which is the ultimate contest, everybody hits the same table. So
Yeah, that's true.
and so I go to in chicken. So in ribs, I hit first on the table. I get 4th, and I beat out a couple of actually beat out the team that got grand and reserve on my rib table. And then pork, I got first on my table. I get 4th. Beat out one of the top 3 teams in pork. And then brisket, I kind of decided I was going to throw the Oklahoma meatloaf at them, because I've done that in State Center before, where I really decided I wanted to slice the meatloaf a little thick. Now I'll give you a little picture can you see that, Emma?
Yeah.
Yeah. I decided to kind of slice the brisket about 3/4 of an inch thick on purpose. I did
Right.
it on purpose. It wasn't overdone. It was perfect. It was
How was it?
perfect juiciness, tenderness, whatever.
And you placed.
And I got 2nd on my table, and I got 10th in brisket, which I was really disappointed, because that was it was a really good brisket. I was pretty disappointed with that. I was disappointed in my chicken and brisket. My ribs finally hit. I went back to an old technique that I brought out of the closet, and hitting ribs. So, but overall, it was fine. It was hot. Find out that I figured the air conditioner was out, and so I'm like, I wasn't even running the generator. And then the next morning, the lights started to dim, and I'm like, well, battery's going dead. I better flip on the generator. So I flipped on the generator, and then all of a sudden the lights started going, and I have a Traeger on the back, and it went out, and I'm like, what's going on? Is something wrong with the generator? So I go to the generator, and it says it's putting out 125 amp. I'm like, what in the hell is going on? And I'm like, hey, dumbass, you got a bad cord? And it was a brand new cord.
Right.
Brand new cord. I had just last week taken the fucking cord off of it. And I went and wiggled the cord and it went, whatever. And the lights came on. I'm like, are you shitting me? So I unplugged that cord, threw it in the back of the truck, grabbed an old cord, plugged it in. Guess what? Air conditioner works fine. Everything works fine. It was just a bad cord. Now, I went through the contest and I'm like, well, I'm not going to have it cold in here. I'm never going to get it cooled down because I got the window open. I just went the whole contest without the air conditioner on. So I'm watching my atomic clock and it has the temperature on it. And it kept going 99 high, which 99 high,
High.
99 high. And I just know Sherry would have been in there going, this is fucking miserable. I'm leaving. I knew she would have. And I was just cooking, but we got a little extra saltiness in the food too.
There you go.
You sweat all over it. And,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, just judges.
Things happen.
Just judges.
Just judges. Right?
Well.
But overall, so now we're going to go to the opposite end. I've come to believe that if you're going to cook chicken in competition, that you're going to have to cook it on a can. Everybody that's winning in chicken, everybody that
Isn't
I'm
that
seeing
something?
winning in chicken is coming off a can. It's just coming off a can. So yesterday morning at 3 a.m. when I'm leaving my house, I look over and then I have a little small can sitting right over by my barbecue pit. And I'm like, hey, you should just throw that in the back of your truck and cook your chicken on it today. And I'm like, I ain't fucking with that. Well, then I get up to the contest and the wannabes are over there and I'm looking and he's got 2 cans going over there and he's cooking his pork and brisket on one. And I'm like, hey, what are you doing with that can when you're done, cooking your pork? And he's like, nothing. You need it? I'm like, well, I thought about cooking my chicken on it. He goes, well, it'd be available. So I could have taken his can and just brought it over and cooked my chicken on it. And I'm like, I don't want to fuck with it.
I don't want to fuck with it. So anyway, I should have fucked with it, right? But woulda, coulda, shoulda.
But the funny thing about we go back to helping people. So the wannabes, they're cooking chicken legs. Oh, sorry, Jeff. I know he's an avid listener, so I gave away that he hasn't cooked legs much. But last time he cooked with me, I was cooking legs, so he decided he was going to cook legs. And so I'm over, and he goes, "Hey, I got a little issue." What? And it's 11:15, and his legs are at 135 degrees.
Oh my!
Oh my! We've all been here. And he's like, "What do I do?" And I said, well, what I would do is I would get some butter and get it on that can and get it hot, like right now, because he was cooking his legs on a Traeger. And I would get some butter and I'd get it in a pan and I'd get those chicken legs in a pan and I'd cover them up, but don't go over 275 because you're going to blow the shit out of them. And cover them up and get them back in and do not even open that package till 11:45. Just get them in there and boom, don't even peek. Because it's going to be what it's going to be. Well, his chicken legs got up to 190 degrees.
Okay.
And the little fucker got 9th place in chicken and beat me.
That's kind of your MO.
Yeah, I've just come
really
to realize
people to
that I'm a much better barbecue coach than I am a barbecue cook now.
Yeah, there you go.
So I'm just going to go with that. Except for this weekend, I'm flying to do the 1-can challenge in Boise, Idaho, or in Blackfoot, Idaho, the eastern Idaho. Now Sherry wants to go this week, so she wants to go this week because flights are $1,000 a piece.
Oh, Jesus.
So we're going to Blackfoot, Idaho, and going to cook on a can. So we're going to see how chicken cooks on a can.
Yeah, there are other people. That's all. Everybody that goes there, they're just cooking on cans, one can.
Oh no, I'll be
He's
the only
just
one
doing it
cooking
for
on
fun.
one can.
Oh, okay. I thought
I'm
this was a special contest.
No.
Oh no, it's just a regular contest. It just happens to be an automatic to the Jack because it's the only qualifier in the state of Idaho this year.
Okay.
Now there's a new contest. We're going back out to Idaho over Labor Day to cook a new contest, but that's considered next year. So next year there'll be 2 contests in Idaho. But this year, this is still, and we won this one last year cooking one can.
Okay.
So we don't stand a damn chance this year, but
right.
It's still fun. It was a great contest. We had a lot of fun. And Ella from Snake River came across. She's actually delivering the can to us. So she's bringing us a couple briskets across and a can. And so we'll go out and spend the weekend. And
that'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Get to see, we've never really been to Salt Lake. So we're actually flying into Salt Lake.
Nice.
And it's 2.5 hours up there. So we're just driving up from Salt Lake. And we're not going to see much of Salt Lake except for, 5 o'clock at night, driving past it. And then Sunday morning at 6 a.m.
Sure.
I like Salt Lake. I've been there a couple times.
We're going to drive past the Salt Flats, I hear.
Ooh. I've never been to those. Those look pretty cool.
They do. Says it's pretty boring. She says just set her on 85 and go.
Really?
Yeah, that's what she said.
I think you have to be there like certain times of the day for it to be cool.
Oh, really?
I think so.
I haven't done my research, and I probably won't.
That's
you
fair.
just drive 85 miles an hour.
I'll just drive 85 miles an hour because I'm on a mission.
That tracks for you. That tracks for you.
Right.
Not much of a sightseer.
Right.
Likes to get down to business.
So my generator works fine.
Randy?
My generator, just so everybody knows, my generator works fine.
Randy, how does your generator work?
Very quiet.
It's very quiet?
Yeah, it's very quiet.
Super quiet.
I think you
don't even know it's there. You
don't even know it's there.
So you text us on Wednesday and said the radiator might be in today for the generator.
Right.
Did it come in?
And then you went radio silent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Emails don't work. I think it was the upcoming heat is what affected it, honestly.
Them shops are hot. They don't work
hot, and emails won't work in those shops during the heat.
No. Right.
So normally I do my Friday call. I never even did my Friday call. I just said fuck it.
So we have surpassed the deadline I gave when you guys said that's fucking crazy. It better not take that long. It is going, by the time this episode comes out, it'll be the 23rd of July, or of June. Whoa, not July, June. It's so early.
Emma, you just started to sound different. Something happen here?
No.
Okay.
What do you mean?
You just started to, all of a sudden you sounded different on the podcast.
Like what?
All of a sudden it's like you switched audio sources.
I didn't. I just checked. Okay.
Well, so I never even called them. I was like, screw it. They'll call me. So they said it could come in.
No, they won't.
They're not going to call you.
And now the hell of it is if they called tomorrow and said, "Hey, Randy, generator's in. We've got it on the radiator's in. We got it on the generator. It's running great. Come down and get it." I can't go down and get it until Friday because we got stuff going on. And so I'm just looking at it as giving them till Friday or Thursday, hopefully. Then they'll be able to let me know if I can come down and get it on Friday. I'm still not holding my breath.
Yeah, because you'd be awful blue by now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'd be awful. I'd be purple. And they but yeah. And
Yeah.
what I'm gonna do is when I get it, I'm gonna turn it on and drive home. And I'll bet you anything
Breaks.
it won't be running when I get home. Something will happen to it. Something. Oh, that one injector didn't get seated right, or some bullshit like that. I know it will. I've called this one all the way across.
Expect it, right?
Oh yeah, I am.
Expect it.
So I don't even know why I'm going down there because something's gonna happen to it, and I'll have to. Well, you can bring it back next week, and we'll have Joe Bob. He'll work on it in the shop. He's the one that put it together, and have him look at it again. So, long story short, generator isn't ready yet, and they've got till. Well, I don't put down ultimatums like, by God, they've got till fucking Friday to get that done, or shit's going to hit the fan. What are you going to do?
Yeah, what are you going to do?
What?
They have the generator, you have the truck.
Yeah, I don't have it, and I'm dragging the Honda around in the back of a van, which in fact, I don't like doing caterings out of my pickup because I know how bad they'll you do enough caterings in a pickup, it'll roach it out. And so I had to, what?
What do you mean roach it out? Like
trash
actually?
it out. Trash
it out. Roach it out.
Just
like roach.
You'll nick the trim inside and just all kinds of stuff like that. Well, I had to do one Friday. Was it Friday? Yeah. And I'm just like, we can't do this anymore. Because the van was with the food truck carrying the generator.
Well, if you had some of the Smokey D's soft catering bags with the built-in boxes, those are really nice on the interior. They don't rub.
Well, I put Cambros in the back of the truck, and that's how I hauled them.
Oh, you put the Cambros in the back?
Yeah, but it's just the general stuff, paper goods, chafers, things like that.
Do you still have your box?
You still got your hook that you can reach when they slide to the front?
Hell yeah, I do. Sits right there by the back door.
Randy's always had a hook in
his
truck, sky hook, so he can hook something in his truck, so he doesn't have to get up.
Well, I don't have the original hook anymore. I've got a hoe, and I use a hoe to reach up in there and pull the stuff back.
A garden hoe?
Yeah.
Or is she good looking?
She has her days. She has her days.
I was waiting for it.
She's kind of got a greasy stick on her, so from other stuff it's been cleaned out of. So, but she works well.
She works well. That greasy hoe.
Too early for this shit. You know what it was too early for?
Oh, come on.
Great segue. Yesterday morning, beautiful Saturday morning, minding my own business. At 8:30, we get a text from Randy, out of the blue, no context, of a freaking skinned lamb's butthole. I have never been so...
It wasn't a lamb butthole. It was a whole lamb.
It was a whole lamb.
The first picture was essentially just the butthole.
That was the back end.
Here, I'm going to show you guys, and you tell me what we were looking. I'm going to share my screen. You guys look.
Okay.
Window. Okay, I don't know how this is gonna go. There we go. You guys see this?
Yeah, that's a whole lamb.
That's a whole lamb.
Okay.
You just focused on the asshole.
Because that's what it is.
No, it's a whole lamb.
No. This is a lamb's asshole.
Well, you shouldn't.
And then this is the next picture. Like, what is wrong with you? Actually, 8:30 in the morning, minding my own business, having a beautiful cup of coffee, and I get a picture this, and then I'm like, what the fuck? And then it's followed by this. And I'm like, what the fuck? What's happening? That is why I'm wearing my Damn It Randy shirt today, because I actually let out an audible, damn it, Randy.
I just wanted to share my barbecue experience.
Well, it traumatized me.
Traumatized you? You get traumatized by a lamb butthole?
Oh, yeah.
And it's not even a butthole, it's a whole body.
I don't look at the animals like that. I don't cook them. I just eat them. I don't like to see them in that state.
Okay.
Freaks me out. That freaks me the fuck out. And then to see it decapitated, like, that's...
It's not decapitated, is it?
Yeah. They whacked its head off.
And it's like a brutal mutilation. It looks like a creature you'd see in Stranger Things.
Yeah, I would agree with you. That is kind of nasty.
But that lamb neck meat is the best, so you have to leave that on there.
I can't even like that.
Can you imagine how tender that is right there?
It was.
Oh,
it
I
was.
Can just imagine.
It pulled off there real nice.
Made me want to throw up.
How'd that lamb cook up?
It cooked up real nice. We had 2 of them. We actually cooked 2 of them.
You're like becoming the lamb fucking god.
Well, and it actually turned out really well. Seasoned it up and everything, and no injections. All just nothing like that in him. And I put the hog racks in the old hickory and slid them both in there and cooked them at about 250. Put them on at one weighed 70 and the other one weighed 60, and put them on at about 7:15 yesterday morning, and took them off at what time was it? It was probably a little after 1:15 or so.
And what time did you take those to?
Well, in the shoulder was what was dragging, and I got the shoulder up to like 145, 150, up in that 150 range. And then when I pulled him out, the first thing I did was stab him in the ass and get the back end, and it was like at 170, 175. And I had a guy, and I never took the time to, because we were running late on time, I didn't take the time to probe the loin, to see what the saddle was on him. And and then I just we started deboning him more or less, and then run it through the buffalo chopper, and it was perfect. We did tacos, and people raved over them.
Oh, so you did that all? Tacos? You did that all at the? You did it all at the farm?
Yeah, here at the shed. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and turned out really well. And then we add some extra seasoning to it when we as we'd get it chopped.
Mary had a lamb that got shredded into tacos,
and people loved it.
I cannot say I was one of those people.
I bet you would.
And then served it.
Had some lamb.
I probably would have. But now I don't want to have lamb because I've seen parts of lamb I never wanted to see.
And then they had a grill there at the location where we were doing it at. They have an outdoor kitchen, and we kind of set up in there and toasted our tortillas on the grill.
Ooh,
and those turned out.
You're like going authentic there.
Yeah, it worked pretty good until I'd get busy talking to somebody, and then go, oh fuck, I forgot them, and I set some out for the guys. We served it up in boats, and one of the guys came over to me. He said, "That works for me." He goes, "Hey, we're not doing tortilla chips. We're doing tortillas, no chips." He said, "Test is if you can press it and it cracks, we're not serving it." And I'm like, "Good idea." And then we did pork tacos along with that. So,
yeah.
Funny part of the yield on those lambs, one was 70 and one was 60 dress weight, and they only and I mean, we dug all the meat out that we could. It wasn't like we just skinned over 30 pounds total.
130. So 30 divided by 130, so that's 23%.
Yeah, 23% yield.
23% yield. Oh, that's an
Well,
expensive
and I
lamb taco.
Huh?
What's lamb cost on the hoof?
I have no idea.
Oh, they brought it to you.
They brought it to me.
Ugh.
But I asked them, I said, is that yield light or heavy or what? And they said, well, it's a little light, but the lambs were light and they don't have as much meat on them, which is very obvious if they're lighter lambs. They said you'd have got a better yield over a heavier lamb. So, but they actually turned out pretty good.
Well, that made a lot of tacos. 30 pounds. 30 pounds make a lot of tacos.
Yeah. I had a stack of boats, of 250 boats, and we went through all those boats. And then I had some more boats we were working on and we left for them. And I think they still had a pan, about 3/4 of a pan of lamb and about a half to 3/4 of a pan of pork left. Chopped pork for
Did you
pork
just
chop.
do onion cilantro on them, or what'd you do?
Yeah. On the on the lamb?
On the tacos.
On the lamb, we made up a red sauce that I got from Pig Beach. I can't remember what the name of it is. It's called a red,
right.
white, and blue. And it's really very good. It's got a little zip at the end of it, but not too spicy. And then they had a white kind of tzatziki. Is that how you say that?
Tzatziki, like a
yeah.
gyro sauce?
Yeah, kind of a
Ooh.
white type gyro sauce that worked out real nice. And then we had cilantro and then the pico de gallo to go with it. So it went really well. And then we had your world famous, soon to be world famous, street corn.
Ooh.
And that went, it really complimented it really nice.
So Randy, you asked me for a recipe in the fucking morning and you cater it at night.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the point?
Well,
Does that even surprise
you sure place a lot of trust.
Somebody said, they go, so a lady towards the end, she says, what's in that street corn? It is so good. And I said, I'm not bullshitting you, but I have no fucking idea. I have no, because Marla made it. I said, I have no idea what's in there. I just know it's good. She goes, oh, that's fantastic. She goes, I said, well, and I said, don't get me wrong that I'm trying to hide the recipe from you, because that's not, I just don't know what's in it. But it was damn good.
It is good. We designed that one for Brian and Carrie Luke's kid's wedding when we did tacos. And I went to El Chefo himself, Ernest Cervantes from Burnt Bean, and said, I need to make Mexican street corn. He's like, oh, I can help you here. So,
and there's a name for Mexican street corn not on the cob. And I forget what it is. It's some
elotes.
Huh? Elotes.
Elotes.
Wonder why that is. Just a different name for it.
I don't know. I'm sure Emma will look that up.
You want me to? What?
Why
I don't
they
even
do?
know how to spell that.
Elotes.
Elotes.
What's the difference between elotes and Mexican street corn?
My God,
But
that's
it turned out
literally-
very well. Had a big crowd. They had 4 different bands playing. And
Jesus.
it was their 15-year anniversary.
Okay. AI overview. Google AI overview. So could be very wrong. Who knows? Is that they're essentially the same thing.
Well, they are.
Elote is a Spanish word for corn. And is specifically used to refer to the grilled corn or roasted corn on the cob, typically sold by street vendors in Mexico. Street corn, this is the English name for the same dish, referring to the corn on the cob prepared and sold by street vendors. So, there you go.
So we really don't know anything.
It's really good, Randy, if you do the same thing like when sweet corn's in season.
Right.
And you take a hot grill and actually grill off that sweet corn then cut the kernels off the cob and then make that recipe. It's like next level good.
Well, that's going to be pretty simple for me to do something like that, because I was on TikTok and I ordered a cob deboner, more or
Oh yeah,
less.
the cutter thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I ordered one last year and couldn't get it to work, so I ordered a different one this year that you kind of push down on and stuff. So keep getting some email from some company in Ireland saying it's on its way. So if we do that, we'll get the knife or one of those things you buy at Farm and Home that's round and you put over it and pull it off.
Speaking of customers, we had a couple interesting reviews this week.
Really?
Yeah.
They're always.
Let's get into that.
They're always fun.
Again.
So we had two. The first one was pretty mellow. The first one was, and you just gotta love customers. But this one was.
If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be around.
Had to try this Triple D place. The sandwich was good. There was no frills to the sandwich, but was tasty nonetheless. Also had some smoked sausage, which was very delicious. 3 stars. Thanks for the 3 stars, Todd.
3 stars.
You just didn't wow him enough for a 5-star.
Well, everybody's a food critic, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody is a food critic.
I mean, I know I am.
Right? So anyway.
Do you write any reviews?
No, Randy.
Yeah.
I didn't think so.
He does? This guy?
No,
me.
I
was asking him.
Yeah, that guy had 284 reviews.
Holy shit.
I'm like, he's a professional. So I sent it off to people and I said, that son bitch must be a professional
Google reviewer.
But the one that was more fun this week that took up a little bit of time, but I had a lot of fun with, was a guy. So I get an email on whatever day, the 18th Wednesday.
Because you text us.
I get an email from a customer that said, I left a 1-star review today due to a manager not correcting an order issue. They basically told me I was wrong and they were right, and I'd have to purchase it again a second time. I told her that the service being provided to me was pretty crappy, and she looked at me without saying a word, knowing she was being an ass. I would like a gift card for this bad experience, and maybe I'll give Smokey D's another shot and consider taking down my honest review today. Okay.
What a deal.
Yeah. So anyway.
Do you have the review?
So I go out and I looked at the review.
I have it pulled up.
And the review says, order was wrong, and the manager working the takeout counter at 1 p.m. today was rude and wouldn't fix it. Right? So I replied back in the email and the review, but I went back to the email and I said, I went directly to the manager and pulled your order as I do with every complaint. You ordered online a lunch platter with chicken, cottage cheese, and jalapeno corn. Comes standard with garlic bread unless you hit sub cornbread button under the bread option. We serve you the garlic bread, you leave the restaurant, come back, say you wanted cornbread even though you didn't order it that way, and then you're upset at our manager because she wouldn't give it to you for free. Not sure my manager did anything wrong. I understand it's just a piece of bread, but according to her and your note below, you're saying we were wrong when you ordered online and didn't change it to cornbread. How am I wrong? I pulled the ticket. I even went to our online ordering platform to make sure you ordered cornbread. You could order cornbread. Pretty sure we aren't wrong. As for the 1-star review, you can leave it up and I'll reply back to it with the same message I just sent you now, because when I'm wrong, I'll more than make it right. When I'm not, I don't give in to demands of gift cards for future business. See, in the restaurant business, we really don't care about reviews. For every 1-star, we've got 100 5-star reviews to match it. We pride ourselves on great customer service, but when we aren't wrong, we're not going to give in for a measly review, and we're sure not going to send a gift card to eliminate a bad one. If my story is incorrect and my system is lying to me, please let me know. And so anyway, he says, he replies back. So I go out and I reply to his review. And I say,
wait, before, did he reply to that email? before you replied to the review?
No, he didn't. So
Okay.
I replied to
So
the now I go and I reply to the review and I say, funny how your order was wrong when you got exactly what you ordered online, capital letter online.
with a bajillion exclamation marks behind it.
Yep, made my point. But then you decided you wanted something different, and now it became our manager's fault when she wouldn't give you something for free. Then you send an email demanding, capital letters demanding, a gift card in exchange for maybe, capital maybe, taking this review down. Think we'll just print this one out for the wall of exclamation, why I love restaurant ownership emails, and leave it here for everyone to see. Signed Darren, the D in Smoky D's. And so he replies back to me via email. He goes, haha, your unprofessional response to my Google review is sure to bring in business. She was rude, and that's not how you treat customers. Right? And so I responded back because I am going to get the last word. He says, glad we can laugh. You walk in the door and say, hey, I fucked up. I meant to order cornbread instead of garlic bread. Any chance I can get a slice of cornbread? 10 out of 10 times they're trained to get it for you. Come in and tell them they're wrong when they know they're right because tickets don't lie. They're probably not going to be the nicest to you. Right? So, kind of the moral of the story is you say that we have to be nice to you as a customer. Well, guess what? When at some point do you really have to be nice to the employee too?
Right.
Because we're finding more and more of that because we can't review you back. I think maybe I should start a personal review site.
What? That is what I do like about Uber. Because the drivers review you too.
Because they review you review them, but it's like, and the whole review thing's all bullshit. It's like, who gives a fuck? Right? But it's like, you have to stand up because, I know what would happen to some, but it's like I tell, I was having conversations with some of our managers and I'm like, at some point the customer's wrong. Now you're not going to be belligerent. Now let me be the belligerent guy. Right. Because I'll go after the ones that are being dickwads. Right. But you don't have to give in to them. For instance, the day after this happens, right? Here comes this lady, walks in the front door. And she comes up and we have a 16-year-old kid at the cashier. And she looks up and she wants fish. And all we have is fried fish. Right?
Right.
And she wants another fish option. She wants a healthier fish option. She wants grilled fish, baked fish, whatever. And he's like, I have fried fish. Okay. And all it was a Lenten special that stayed on the menu forever. Right?
Right.
That's all we have. We don't have a way to grill fish and we could grill fish or we could bake fish, but it doesn't fit into our 4-minute ticket time.
Right.
Right. And fish doesn't hold. Right. So it doesn't fit into our process. And so this woman gets pissed at the 16-year-old asking him, what are you going to do to get different fish options? To the 16-year-old cashier. I mean, she's like going after him going, what are you going to do to get me different options about fish?
Holy shit.
And the kid's like, can I get you the manager? I can't do anything. So then the manager gets involved and the woman's going after the manager. She's like, I don't know why he couldn't help me about getting a different fish option. And she's like, ma'am, he's 16 years old. He's a cashier. He's not changing the menu.
Right.
And ma'am, we're a barbecue place. We're a barbecue place. We're not, it doesn't say Smoky D's barbecue and seafood. We can't be everything. And our manager, she's trying to make it right with this person. Is there anything I can do for you? Whatever. I'm like, no. At some point, you just have to say, sorry, Long John Silver's, I think they have a grilled fish platter is up the
Yeah.
street. You just
God.
at some point, you're not going to please them.
It's whoever made the quote, customers are always right, was a customer that was pissed that they were never right. And it's just the most absolute bullshit. Because I mean, customers aren't always. You don't always
And be
get.
nice to them. Be
Yeah.
nice to them, but you're not gonna make it right to those type of customers. So just get it. Just
No.
because they're gonna make an ass out of themselves, and just say, hey, there's the only thing I can do with them. You know, I mean, fuck. Those are the ones that I just want to say, here, give him Darren's cell phone number. Let's get Darren on the phone and fucking call him, because then I'll say, get the fuck out of my place. Because I will tell him to get the fuck out of my place. Because I don't give a shit.
Whoa.
Right?
Well, I don't blame you.
I mean, I don't need them as a customer. I don't need them as a customer. There is plenty of great customers out there. And once people understand, here is my menu. Here is, I don't have the greatest barbecue in the world, right? I'm not here to serve you over the top barbecue. I'm here to serve you very moderately priced barbecue, very fast, made from scratch, economical. Boom. I want to serve a lot of people, and I want to give them really good food, and I want to make it from our heart and make it good.
Right.
That's what I want to do. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to.
No, you shouldn't reward bad behavior. Why would.
Yeah.
If you're going to be a dick, I'm not going to give you shit.
Right.
Yeah, I can't get over she wanted to change the menu.
Yeah.
And she wanted wanted the 16-year-old to change the menu, and she was pissed at the 16-year-old.
Golly.
And she had two guys with her that were just shaking their head going, what in the fuck?
Oh, really?
What in
so
the
at
fuck?
At least, you know, there are sometimes it is nice when, I mean, I shouldn't say nice, I don't know, but maybe refreshing when, because, like, you know, those guys are probably going to be like, hey, that was unnecessary. And be like, you were wrong. Because they were embarrassed. And for her. Yeah. I feel like there's just that's like a generational thing. Because, you know, I don't think I've ever told anybody if my order was wrong that, hey, my order was wrong. I just ate it as it was. Anything like that.
I'm the same way.
Like, well, and I don't know if it's maybe because we've worked in the industry. So, like, I know what it's like, you know, but I just don't I just don't understand the concept of being a jackass.
I can't get over all that time was spent that guy stirring up shit over a piece of cornbread.
I didn't realize it was a piece of cornbread either.
It was a
pretty
piece of
bizarre.
Cornbread.
How much is a piece of cornbread by itself? Like if I were just to be like,
we only sell it as a side, so it's two pieces as a side for $2.99 or something like that.
Okay. So,
but all you have to be is nice. All you have to be is nice, saying, "Hey, I fucked up. I meant to order cornbread." They would have went, "Oh, hey, whoever." But when you come in and you're demanding, you fucked up my order.
Right.
Well,
you fucked up my... No, we didn't. You ordered garlic bread. No, you fucked up my order. When the guy is belligerent, no.
And he probably ate that garlic bread, and he probably loved every single bite of it.
Yeah, I hope he choked on the fucking thing.
Okay, that's a bit aggressive. That's a bit aggressive. At that point, it's a little over $3. Just buy the cornbread.
Well, and it's just one of the... I would have got the cornbread and fucking licked it and fucking threw it in his face or something.
No, you wouldn't have. Okay, Darren talks his big game. He would not have done that.
I would have went and got a cornbread and said, fuck, this is fucking great.
Ew,
this ain't right.
Weird.
This isn't any good. Good.
Yeah, you don't want this.
And the worst part of it is, how many
Ew.
other places do you think he plays this game at?
Well, you know what, Randy? Let's look. Oh, he only has 2 reviews.
Yeah, that guy's not the Get Two review guy. The other guy was.
Yeah. Yeah.
The guy with the cornbread.
So this guy, he just started leaving reviews a week ago.
Yeah, he's a new dickhead.
We're not. There's just sometimes a line where the customer needs to accept that you're not right.
And they aren't going to. But the moral of the story was, if he would have been nice, it would have been not a problem at all. And like you said, come in and said, I hit the wrong goddamn button on that thing, and I wanted cornbread instead of
we would have said, here's cornbread. Thank you very much.
And keep your garlic bread. And keep your garlic bread.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. We're not going to take
well,
your
yeah, you
can't.
Away. Well, even health, food safety, you can't. So.
Right.
Because it just go in the garbage, and that's wasteful.
Well, and plus, that was the morning that everything was broke. So Darren was already.
Oh, that makes way more sense. Because you sent us this text, or you sent us a screenshot of that review with your response, and I was like, we're coming out guns a-blazing. Granted, I did not know about the email, which I would have waited for the reply to the email, because the email is really pretty nice and pretty professional, I thought.
Who,
like,
mine?
Respectful. Yeah, like, I thought it was like a respectful way to be like, no. And then the Google review was aggressive.
I already knew the guy. I'm like, hey, you're going to be direct? I'm going to be direct right back to you.
Yeah, we can both play the game.
Play the game, right?
But
yeah, it was an expensive week in the restaurant business. It was like, normally shit breaks and whatever, but it's like our blast chiller's been acting up, and so our control panel, and it's been acting up for quite some time, and we've been trying to search for a control panel, and we haven't found it. And even the manufacturer's like, no, we don't even show that model. And I'm like, are you shitting me? Because the thing is, like, it'd be 10, 15 years old.
Right.
But, I mean, we paid $50,000, $40,000 or $50,000 for that thing when we put it in.
Uh-huh.
And so now, I mean, I'm sure it's $100,000, $70,000,
sure
$80,000 unit put in.
Sure.
Well, I went out and shit, you can't even buy a unit it's a double walk-in unit type thing.
Right.
I'm like, oh my God, this is like the lifeline of our operation as far as cooling operation. So I'm like, what the hell? So finally I got Josh, who's our maintenance guy. He's working, whatever, trying to find it. I'm trying to find it. And finally he gets to somebody at Delfield that says, yeah, you should be able to get that part locally here. Here's the part number. So we went to the local guy and he's like, no, you can't do it, but you can buy it on Parts Town. But you got to buy both parts. So we look up, one part's $1,600, one's $400. And I'm like, well, $2,000 is better than $70,000.
Yeah, no kidding.
So I order both parts in. They're there the next morning. Josh comes. He gets them installed. They work perfectly. The one part that's $400 that we had to have was a fucking sticker.
Was what?
It was a sticker. So there's a control board on the backside, and there's a sticker where you push, or it shows you which button to push. It's a sticker. The old sticker was fine. It has nothing to do with
mechanics
the control board. All it did was seal the outside. It had nothing to do with Josh. When they were explaining, he thought it had something to do with making the control board work. It was a sticker that just showed you where to push. So you had to mount the control board, then you had to overlay the sticker. it was the same sticker that we peeled off and put the new sticker on, and the sticker was $400. But the good news is
Fixed.
the blast chiller is working.
Well, yeah.
And 5 minutes after the blast chiller is working, then I was informed the washer and dryer quit working at the OC, which I'm sure the washer and dryer at the OC hasn't been working for some time. But I'm like, okay, so that was $1,700. So I got that installed, the old one hauled away and installed. And I mean,
Ooh.
everything this week was $2,000. And
It's
the
funny
air
how it
conditioning
goes
was
on.
not working. And I mean,
When
it's
it rains,
been,
it pours.
oh man, now the bar chiller on the top of the bar wasn't working, or it was working, but it was full of crap. And they're like, hey, this is full of crap. How do we clean it? I'm like, well, you pour water down it. Like, oh, no, you can't pour water down it. I'm like, what do you mean? You pour water down it every night to clean it. And they're like, oh, no, we've been told not to pour water down it. I'm like, well, that's why it's dirty, because you
Who
got
told
to
you
pour
that?
water down it. Well, so then I look, and all the lines are clogged because nobody's been pouring water down it. So it's just when it melts, it runs water down it and it gets ice mold in it.
Yeah.
So at 5 o'clock in the morning, here I am pulling every line off and going to the dish room and cleaning all the ice mold out of all the
Oh,
lines.
Jesus.
And so I'm like, okay, this is going to work. And because it's also dripping where it's connecting the two, there's 4 units and they connect together, and it was dripping there. And I'm like, well, this should take care of that. Nope. I get them all clean, poured water down each one, everything. And then I pour water down and it drips even more. I'm like, oh, now I got to tear the whole unit apart. And there's got to be a seal that's bad on the inside of each one of those. But I don't know how to tear it apart. So I'm like, send a message to the manufacturer online. No response.
Yeah, emails don't work very good.
I've learned that. Yeah, I'm still waiting on that response. I'm sure when I jump on that plane next Thursday morning, it will come. As soon as I land, it will show up.
Yeah. I wouldn't take that bet for anything.
Yeah, it'll show up. So now we're going to have a race. Who gets an email first, Randy or I? Blast chiller or bar top chiller or generator?
I wouldn't take a bet on either one of them.
See, I don't have any problem with my emails. It must just be you guys.
Huh.
We just don't. It's not the sending part of mine isn't a problem. It's the receiving part on certain, and it's more companies.
So they're probably just tired of your shit, Randy.
I know they've got caller ID, and they on Fridays they look at it on their phone and they're like, "Oh fuck, it's him again."
God
Randy,
damn.
can't you type in what's that you type in to hide your number?
That does not work anymore, I don't think.
Oh,
It doesn't?
I don't think so, but I'm pretty sure it's *67.
Ooh,
that blocks your number. *67.
Yeah, I think so. For some reason, it's either *67 or *69, but I'm pretty sure it's *67.
No, I think *69 is one of them porn sites.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. That is.
Randy wrote that down too.
Yeah, I wrote that down just in case.
God, what have you guys done to me? But anyway.
What else is going on, Emma? You've been anything in your life going on? How many sleepovers you have this week?
None. Fuck. You jackass. We had a commenter. Actually, I was pretty pissed.
Uh-oh.
Wow, that's like the third time.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say I was actually that mad, but we had a listener say
they're not always
Emma,
right.
No,
they're not always right,
listen,
Emma.
No. But I was called out.
Uh-oh.
I know he was just trying to be funny, but I was like, I am. He goes, or they, I guess I don't know what they are, but they goes, Emma living in sin. Here I thought she was an honest, respectful lady. And I was like, what the fuck? I am an honest, respectful lady. What the shit? Stupid.
Things that make you go
Things
Yeah,
that
fuck
make
you guys. Mom says, she goes, Emma, you walk into it every single time. I'm like, what am I to do? You know, an easy target.
Boom.
But here I thought she was respect. What the fuck?
That's what makes it
Now
so
you're getting
fun.
yourself all stirred up. Just forget
That's what
it.
Yeah.
makes it so fun.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm here. Here for the comedy. I'm here to be a target.
A target.
Anyway.
Oh my God! Now
No.
you're going to be Now she's saying we're targeting her.
Oh boy.
Okay, I'm not that sensitive. Come on.
Okay, good.
Come on.
Come
But
on.
anyway.
Hey, patio's
Yeah.
almost done at the Jam too. Almost.
Oh, really?
Almost.
Almost.
It's been almost okay. It's been almost
What's
for
the
about as
hold
long
up?
as Randy's
Well,
generator's almost been done.
They got the fence post in, and the fence post on Friday. They got them in Thursday morning, and they got around. So they're 3/4 of the way around with the fencing.
The fencing?
And then Friday, the fencing, yeah. And I noticed they got like most of the panels put in, and then they got the last 2 on the north side are halfway up. And then they got one side that's still open. They got to do the gate, and they're trying to figure out the gate. So they told me Tuesday by the end of the day they would have it done. But I'm utilizing the patio today. So we hauled the patio furniture over on Thursday and stacked it all up.
Right.
And then I went over and I'm like, yeah, somebody's going to steal this shit. So I had to go. I had cables. So I went and got cables. And,
Right.
well, of course, then Joe, who's doing the patio, he goes, well, I know we're doing the celebration of life over there, and I have to have the patio.
Right.
And so even though now it's going to be 99 degrees, and so I'm like,
Don't you have a fan? Don't you guys have fans on those patios?
We have ceiling fans, yeah. So we'll see. It's in the shade, ceiling fans. Guess what? If they don't, then they're not going to stay very long if they're uncomfortable. Right? Come visit, pay your respects, and get the hell out of there, right? So, I mean, there's food and there's going to be beer, so they'll be fine. So we put the patio furniture out there, and I had some chairs were alongside, and I had cables running through it, and I had some stacked on top of the tables. And so Joe goes to get a part, and he comes back, and there's people lined up, sitting, waiting for their tables in these chairs. Because he had taken down the construction fencing, because he's like, hey, I knew you were going to want the construction fencing out of there. I'm like, I wouldn't have taken that down, Joe. But he's like, okay. Well, people are sitting there, and he's getting ready to drill these posts. And they're like, hey, can we sit there? And he's like, you can sit there all you want, but you're probably going to be covered in dust, and it's going to get really loud here real quick. And they're like, oh, we'll move. I'm like, Joe, they're customers. They're like mice. You give them this far to get through there, they will sneak through there.
Yeah.
So I said, let's put back up the construction fence. So now today I have to spread out the tables after we're done at 2:00 in the afternoon. When we're done, I'm going to spread out the tables. So now the next 2 days are going to be, why can't we sit on the patio? Why can't we sit on the patio?
Oh yeah. Even though it's 150 degrees out.
Yeah.
On the next 2 days, it won't be too bad. But we were really dogging customers today. I feel like we should.
Maybe we should
name
maybe we should name this. The customer is not always right.
There you go.
No, that seems really hostile.
No, it's not.
No.
I don't want to be mean. Because, there's so many good customers.
You're factual.
I feel like
99.9% of them are right. It's just the 0.1% that suck.
Just irritates the fuck out of you.
Well, sometimes I feel like we need to disclose that because we have some listeners be like, you guys came off really angry and aggressive. Which they're not wrong.
Yeah, but we probably fed 5,000 people this week and only 2 of them pissed me off.
That's true.
3. 3,
Yeah.
2.5. Even the 3-star review guy didn't piss me off. He was like a KCBS judge.
Professional reviewer.
988.
988. But anyway, well, you guys got anything else?
No,
I
because it's
don't.
almost breakfast time. It's 6:40.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Gotta go.
I'm gonna go back to bed. So, love that for me.
I'm
I
going
got
to go to
brisket
work
chop.
and I'm going to wait till 2 o'clock in the afternoon when it's 98 degrees and then move patio furniture.
Oh yeah, do it then. Do it then.
Oh, that
And
sounds
then
terrible.
go make food and get ready for this celebration.
What time does it start?
4 to 7 in the heat of the day.
Right.
Okay. Well, if you guys don't have anything else, like, follow, subscribe, follow us on, or wait, what is my thing?
Huh?
Oh, follow us on social media at Q the Mike Pod. Find us on YouTube at Q the Mike Podcast. Like, follow, subscribe, do all the things. You know the drill.
And
Randy?
hey, and could everybody just that cooks chicken on a can, whether it's legs or thighs or whatever, could everybody send me their timelines before Wednesday so I can get that in my mind, because I didn't write anything down for last year when I won on the can. So. Okay, thanks.
If it'll
Boom.
even work
Out of
again.
here. Done. Finished.
Boom.
Out.
We're out of here.
We'll see you guys next week.
Adios.
Hey guys, Editing Emma here. Just wanted to give you a heads up that episode 115, so not this episode, but the next one, will come out on Tuesday, July 1st. We discussed after recording and just when it works in everybody's schedule, or we can't record until Monday. So the next episode will come out on Tuesday, July 1st. So just keep that in mind next week when you're waiting for your episode.